Right now, while you and I are talking, every AI model, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, Google AI is silently judging your brand. Not by your backlinks, not by your keywords, and not even by your content, but by one brutal question. Do real humans actually trust this brand? Think about it for a second. You could have a perfectly optimized website, 1,000 backlinks, and a technical setup cleaner than a brand new WordPress install. But if your brand has old reviews, no chatter, or mixed sentiment, AI will skip you and recommend your competitor instead. I'll prove it to you. I recently asked Gemini to recommend me a pair of earphones based on my personal preference, and it nailed them. The brands? I've never heard of, zero awareness, but thousands of people had talked about it positively online, and the AI picked that up. That's the new game. It's not who has the best SEO, but who does the internet trust enough for the AI to vouch for? So in this video, we'll talk about the 5 strategies you can implement to boost your brand's AI visibility. Let's go. The thing is, as you watch this video, you will start to realize that AI searches are bringing businesses back to the basics. There are fewer hacks, tricks, and shenanigans, but more of business fundamentals, things that we could have missed chasing those tricks. So let's start with the first. In the age of AI, your online reviews, your customer interactions, and your digital footprints are all being analyzed and interpreted by AI to determine your brand's worthiness. A study from Digidop, a digital agency, shows that brands with verified and recent reviews get 40% more mentions in AI-generated responses. Another research from Yext, which is a prominent local listing platform, shows that 86% of AI citations come from sources brands already control, such as websites and listings. It further broke down the differences in industries. Retail relies on structured and authoritative local pages, finance favors authoritative domains, healthcare depends on directories, food service is reputation driven, where reviews and social content make up 13.3% of citations, while listings such as Google Maps, Apple Maps, etc. remain the single largest driver of AI visibility. So it is clear that managing your brand website and what others talk about you naturally translates into AI citations and mentions. And this is the fundamental thing you need to get right. And the secondary reason is that people trust AI recommendations more than branded websites for purchase advice. This is a study conducted by Essential Consumer Pulse. And if you just do a simple search, you will find many other independent studies showing the same thing. And it's a reason why I use AI to find me this awesome yet inexpensive earphone with good sound quality, and it's a brand that I've never heard of called Zero. Have you heard of it? I think Zero have to pay rank man for this advertisement. But the thing is, people do not fully trust the AI. We do further research before making a decision. The AI will usually provide a list of suitable products and we will do further research. We'll look at the reviews of each brand. Me personally, I like to look at the worst rating to see if I can stomach the worst experience if it happened to me. We also look at how recent the reviews are. We visit the webpage of each brand to see if it fits our preferences and requirements. So making sure that the chatter around your brand has a positive sentiment doesn't only translate to AI visibility, but also sales. And what can we do to improve the sentiment? First, you must configure your business setting in a way to constantly receive reviews and feedback. For example, if you are a restaurant, you want to place QR codes on a table that links to your review profiles. Or if you are a service-based business, you have to train your employees to ask reviews from your happy customers. Especially for service-based businesses, recent reviews help potential customers understand that they will get the same standard and quality of service from your business. Just take an example from these two handyman service providers. For Handyman A, his most recent review was 2 weeks ago, and he received a 4.6 star review. And for Handyman B, his most recent review was 2 years ago, but his star rating was 4.8. As a consumer, I would prefer engaging with Handyman A because I would expect a 4.6 star service because someone else has experienced it recently. However, it will be a huge risk for the customer to go with Handyman B because a lot can change in 2 years. Maybe the service level has dropped, maybe they are not working anymore, are they hiding their reviews? There are many open-ended questions. So you need to build your business process around getting constant flow of reviews. Following that, you want to respond to all your reviews, be it good or bad, and ideally within 3 days for good reviews and within 24 to 48 hours for negative reviews. The good thing about this is that 70% of unhappy customers whose problems are resolved are willing to shop with the business again. And here's the kicker. When you resolve the issues immediately, that number jumps to 95%. And based on personal experience, when a company resolves my negative feedback, I will be inclined to update my negative review to a more positive one. Additionally, 83% of customers feel more loyal to brands that respond to and resolve their complaints. So actively collecting reviews, responding to reviews promptly, and of course, learn from your reviews. Use the feedback you have received to identify areas for improvement in your business. And finally, you should not only rely on, for example, your reviews on Google Business Profile. You need to manage all your reviews, chatters, and opinions on platforms where your brand is mentioned, like Apple Maps, Bing Maps, and other business listing sites. If your brand is on Trustpilot, you need to manage the reviews as well. If someone is talking about your brand on Reddit or Quora, you want to be able to respond in a way that does not offend. And basically, you want to make sure that your brand sentiment is consistent throughout your digital footprint. To be honest, these are not something new. These are fundamental things that often overlooked by business owners. And when the fundamentals are done right, it will create a lasting impact on your AI visibility. We have probably seen this study by Ahrefs dozens of times, saying that brand mentions are 3 times more important than backlinks, and brands earning the most web mentions earn up to 10 times more mentions in AI overviews. For many years, we were told that backlinks are the currency of the web, the ultimate signal for authority, but why is the old SEO playbook failing in the new AI era? It's actually pretty simple when you think about it. Traditional search engines were built like a library where backlinks act as citations. The more citations a book had, the more authoritative it was. But large language models like ChatGPT, Claude, and Google's AI are different. They learn by reading and understanding the entire web of text as a massive conversation. A backlink is a single word, but a brand mention is part of a sentence, a paragraph, a discussion. It has context, sentiments, and nuances, which is incredibly rich data for AI. And when an AI sees your brand mentioned repeatedly across trusted publications, forums, and social media, it learns that you are a significant entity in your space. This brings us to the ultimate goal for digital PR and brand mentions: becoming a category leader. Think about Salesforce. When you ask any AI what is the best CRM, Salesforce is almost guaranteed to be in the answer. Why? It's not because of their backlink profile. It's because for over 2 decades, Salesforce has dominated the conversation around CRM. They did it through relentless digital PR, massive events like Dreamforce, constant media coverage, and building a huge community. They have made the brand Salesforce synonymous with the category CRM. This is the new benchmark. You don't want to just rank for keywords, you want to own the category conversation. When people in your industry talk about a topic, your brand should be a natural and unavoidable part of that discussion. Now, that is easier said than done. So how can any business start working on digital PR? Start by creating something newsworthy that people will talk about. This could be data-driven studies where you conduct original research and publish your findings. It could be in a YouTube video format where you stand in the hot sun interviewing people and giving conclusive evidence that supports your cause. Journalists and bloggers love to cite new data. It could be an expert commentary where your brand ambassador or CEO offer unique perspective on trending topics in your industry, basically appearing on large events as a keynote speaker. Or do creative campaigns, something bold or interesting that gets people talking. I could name a few examples, like Red Bull's Stratos Jump, Poopery's Girls Don't Poop, Coca-Cola's Happiness Machine, Gillette's The Best Man Can Be, or Burger King's Whopper Neutrality. So be bold and create marketing campaigns that will generate buzz for your brand. We have left links in the descriptions to those campaigns so you can reference them. Other than creating your own content, you should also engage in your community. Be active where your customers are. This means participating in discussions on Reddit, Quora, industry forums, and social media. Don't just drop links to your created content, add real value in the conversation. AI models are increasingly being trained on this kind of user-generated content. And finally, build brand recall through sponsorships and media coverage. Sponsoring a popular podcast, a newsletter, or an industry event gets your name in front of the right people. The more they hear your name, the more likely they will mention you in their content, and the AI picks up on that. In the age of AI, it's not about who links to you, it's about who's talking about you. The more people talk about you, the more the AI will too. I know we as CEOs are all tired about hearing topical authority or EEAT, but hear me out. For years, we have talked about the marketing funnel. Top of the funnel for awareness, middle of the funnel for consideration, and bottom of the funnel for decision making. But AI overviews are absolutely destroying the top of the funnel. All those what is and how to articles that brands wrote for awareness, AI is now summarizing them and answering the questions directly. The user never has to click through any web pages to read. Research shows that click-through rates for top-ranking pages dropped by over 34.5% as a result of AI overviews. And for some informational queries, the drop is as high as 64%. So what's the solution? You stop fighting for the top of the funnel and instead, you dominate the middle and bottom. This is where users have specific problems and are actively evaluating solutions. Think about it. An AI can tell you what a CRM is. That's tofu, top of the funnel. But can it give you a detailed case study of how a specific CRM helped a SaaS company in the fintech space reduce churn by 15%? That's gonna prompt service recommendations. And this ties into boldful content, bottom of the funnel, and this is where you win. Your own content, your blog, your case study, your white papers should be laser focused on these bottom of the funnel topics. This is where you demonstrate your deep expertise. The thing is, every customer who speaks to an AI is in a different situation and needs tailored answers. And with you creating case studies of real life scenarios, you are associating your brand with as many situations as possible so that your brand will be mentioned when customers are in similar situations. And the thing is, creating such content, though it takes real dedication and time, it naturally builds expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Let sponsorships, media coverage, and short punchy videos handle your top of the funnel product discovery, but your core content strategy must be to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are the expert when it comes to making a decision. For a long time, the SEO mantra was quality over quantity. We were told just to write about 20 amazing blog posts and we'll be set for the month. But in the age of AI, that's dangerously outdated. The new rule is quality and quantity. The keyword is and not or. Why? Because AI models are voracious. They consume information from millions of sources to form their understanding of the world. If your brand only shows up in a handful of blog posts, you are a tiny drop in a massive ocean. To be seen as an authority, you need to be present everywhere, consistently. But the question is, scaling content often leads to a drop in quality, right? Not if you have the right process. The key isn't just to write more, but to create content in diverse formats. A single piece of core research can be repurposed into dozens of different assets. Let's say that you publish a big data-driven study. That's your pillar piece. From that one study, you can create multiple posts, each one diving deep into a specific finding from your study. A detailed case study showing how a client used the insights from your research to achieve a result, a how-to guide that walks people through how to apply your findings to their own business, a Q&A section answering all potential questions that might arise from your study, an FAQ page covering the basics for people discovering the topic, short-form videos, infographics, and social media posts, all driving back to the core content. Suddenly, you have gone from one piece of content to 10 or more. All high quality, all reinforcing your expertise, on the same topic. This isn't about using AI to churn out hundreds of low-quality articles. It's about developing a smart, efficient process to automate your best ideas into multiple formats. This increases your surface area, giving you more chances to be cited and mentioned. The biggest mistake brands make is treating all AI models the same. ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google's AI Overviews and AI Mode, and Claude all have unique citation patterns and content preferences. Check out this study by Sam Rush. It shows ChatGPT cites the most from these sites. So for example, if your brand is not on Wikipedia, you need to do something about it. Reddit is another top contender. You should maybe train your community manager to be an expert in Reddit as well. And Medium is another good channel to create content related to your brand. And this is within your control, so you can put some resources to it. And then for Perplexity, again, Reddit is the top cited source, followed by LinkedIn. You can post on LinkedIn as well. I know this looks like parasite SEO, but we need to base our decision on data, right? And for Google AI Mode, LinkedIn, YouTube, Reddit, you need to put resources to create content on those platforms. If you realize ranking on Google has little correlation with being cited on these 3 AI search platforms. Marketing is teamwork and is hardly a one-person job anymore. You can have your content team work on being seen on Wikipedia, Medium, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And you can have your community managers work on answering questions and managing the sentiment of people talking about your brand on Quora and Reddit. If you are a community manager watching this video, I believe this is an early trend for you to expand your expertise. Your job will not be taken away by AI, but you need to expand beyond internal community channels and become an expert in managing and communicating on platforms like Reddit and Quora. So these are all the strategies to boost your AI visibility. Do you have any other strategies to share? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to smash that thumbs up. Our channel is all about helping you grow your brand traffic, and if you haven't subscribed to us yet, consider doing so. This is Jack from Rank Math. I'll see you in the next video.